We haven't organised who's hosting this.
You do it, mate.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's Talking Reds, it's Neil Atkinson, it's John Gibbons, and the Reds won. And
Sea's a natural.
It just came alive. Yeah, the Reds won.
I know, I got so excited that we scored so many goals that I went straight to the pub. I forgot I was meant to meet, so I had to get tickets back. So apologies if you watch this and you had to stand around with your dad. It was quite cold for 20 minutes or so.
Very chilly.
I'm sure he'll answer his phone in a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I mean, he stood still through the wind and the rain. It's the way in which that will have gone.
Yeah. And to be honest, I was late to meet him earlier as well. So my name will be mud in that house. But, did you have a nice? When they get back to Ireland, did you have a nice time, boys? Well, all right, but
the Reds were good, but Gibbons last.
I'm waiting for this job, fella.
Liverpool beat Red Star Belgrade 4 of our goals to 0 of their goals, and it could have been 7, and it wouldn't have flattered anybody.
No, I think you're exactly right. I think
they got away with 4-0.
Yeah. I think obviously we missed a penalty. I thought the most blatant penalty he didn't give because he just thought, "Go on, lads,
come on,
you've had 2," which is in that funny way that referees do. But also as well, I think they were obviously opening up. I was really impressed by how we finished the game in terms of our energy. I think we could have been a bit smarter with some of our passing, but I think it would have been if we'd have needed to. But I thought it's the strongest we've finished the game for a while, and I don't know if that was a comparative thing because they're probably not used to playing to that intensity for kind of so long. But I think how strongly we finished the game, I think we could have sort of gone on to get 5 or 6 in the last 10 minutes, and if we'd have really needed to, I'm not sure what scenario that would be.
But Crystal Palace away 13-14.
Yeah, exactly.
Over it.
If we didn't need to, I think we could have gone on more. But some really nice cameos from some players who haven't featured kind of too heavily so far. We're going to talk about the Fabinho fella in a minute, but for Sturridge off the bench again, really sharp, really lively, showing what an asset he's going to be. Shaqiri, still one of his first starters, and I think it's still only his 3rd or 4th start for Liverpool. That looking like a real Liverpool player, looking like he's enjoying playing with that front three, and that looked a fantastic kind of option for us. And I'd go the same against Cardiff. Anyone else for you before we just bang on about Fabinho?
Well, I thought that in general, it's no longer a flash in the pan with Wijnaldum.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think because I thought for 90 minutes, I think he was my MOM, to be honest with you, Wijnaldum. I just thought there was no one he wasn't helping through the game in that way in which, certainly if you play that sort of shape and you're one of those two, I think that Fabinho very much does get to hit the heights and gets to express himself in that way he can a bit. But I just thought Wijnaldum made everybody on the pitch's life so much easier.
Yeah.
And I think that's something which is, as I say, especially if you're going to play that shape, but in general, if you're a centre mid, that's almost part of your job, is to make everybody else be able to play better football. Yeah,
I think he's learned a few tricks as well in playing deeper. He's doing that kind of thing that, it's a saying, isn't it, that all good footballers seem to have time on the ball, and he's learned that turn away. He's learned the kind of pass through me, and I know there's a fellow on me, but I'll just swerve him, and that kind of thing, and is a real asset for the team. He always seems to be an option. He knows when to drop back. He knows when to push forward. I think he's dovetailing well with a few players. He dovetailed really well with Fabinho last night, but you've seen it also with Milner at times this season. Hasn't quite happened yet with Henderson, but you've seen it with Milner when it's at times it's looked like 2 defensive midfielders, and then at other times it hasn't. It's looked like we haven't got one because we haven't wanted one, and so I think he's obviously just a really smart footballer, and I think he's enjoying this deeper role maybe a little bit more than he was last year, just because he's more used to it, more secure in kind of what he's doing, and as I say, he's finding these lovely little pockets of space and just passing the ball so well as well.
Striking the ball so sweetly. Also enjoyed Lallana turning around the pitch a little bit. He did a bit of that, just a bit of sprinting, and I'm going to do that. I thought one of the things about the game is that thing that happens when, Red Star, they've won 11 out of 12 in their league, but they don't play anyone who's anywhere near the quality of Liverpool, and there's that thing that happens a couple of times during the game, which I think you've already mentioned, and I think Fabinho almost got onto it. I thought for the first 20 he was doing my head in a bit, really, not as much as he was doing the manager's head in. He was very much doing the manager's head in, but then he absolutely just went, hang on, I'm well better than all of these, and if I just up it this much, they can't live with me. And I thought that's what you saw from the whole Liverpool side. What you saw from Red Star was that idea of, oh God, they've upped it, and we just can't cope. This is just, we're already playing at our absolute maximum, and they've just gone up 10% more, and we just can't live with that. And I thought that was Fabinho's thing, is that when he got going in the game for about 20-25 minutes onwards, I just thought he was, them in midfield, all they could do was foul him.
Yeah, and I think there was a sign of from them that a team who were used to winning, their record is I think it's played 12, won 11, drawn 1 this season, and they're obviously used to winning, and they didn't know what to do when the other team were better, apart from to foul a bit and to shout at the ref, which is, there's a time and a place for.
Yeah, I'm not ruling it out.
But like, in terms of finding another way to make it difficult for Liverpool, they really struggled. But that was the quality of the Liverpool side, and I thought it was a really good performance, and one that we shouldn't necessarily just gloss over because of what we perceive as a weak standard of opposition. I thought they were excellent. But Fabinho, Mr. Sean Walsh has pulled me some stats.
Oh, aye.
9 tackles.
It's a great number of tackles.
It's unreal. 1 interception, 6 aerial duels, 100%. He's a big lad, isn't he?
He's huge.
Yeah, a big lad. 90% pass completion, which is really strong. 2 chances created, 96 touches on the ball. Those 2 chances created are obviously quite interesting because he is more an attacking player, I think, than what we thought we were getting. And, when we signed him, you saw him playing so deep in pre-season, and about his size and things like that. But he's not afraid to carry the ball, and his incisive pace, and I really like.
I do really like him. You can see why the manager has actually been frustrated with him, in that he wants him to get out of that comfort zone. You can really imagine Klopp's mind. He's saying, you just get out of that comfort zone of yours. You don't need to be back there. There's a couple of reasons why. One, you're not much. We'd rather you weren't back there for us. But two, Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk have got this, lad. Yeah. They don't need you back there. That's how good these two are. And you can see why that might have been frustrating the manager for a while, because he's probably just been thinking, go and play. Just go and impact it right up, as high up the pitch as you possibly can. Go and play, and then be able to explode further forward. If we win it back, suddenly, if you're 15, 20 yards further forward to start with, then if we win it back, you can be 40 yards further forward than you would otherwise be, and you can see why it's frustrating. And I think he very much announces himself last night as a genuine, serious option now for that Liverpool midfield for the next, up till Christmas, and I think we're going to need him. And I think that the other thing to say as well is the shape that we played last night. The manager's done a big thing about, it's his birthday present and all that sort of stuff. For me, I actually think that's the shape that makes it easier for the manager to rotate.
Okay.
I think not just for Fabinho. I think that you can imagine all of his midfielders, if we say Wijnaldum, Henderson, Fabinho and Milner, would all be happy in the 2 back there. And then I think what it does for the 3 is it frees up. He played that same front 4. I've done this on second look. He played the same front 4 against Southampton.
Yeah.
But he had them lined up completely differently. He's took a look at that and he's gone, well, hang on, that didn't really work for this and this. And he's gone, right, well, this. So if I do this, I can put Shaqiri there on the right-hand side. Firmino then becomes the lad who plays behind. He plays behind Salah. Sturridge could play where Salah plays, or he could play where Firmino plays if he wants to bring Sturridge in. Lallana could play any of that 3, theoretically, in behind there, certainly on either side, and we see that when he comes on, and he could have a little look at him there. It even opens up the idea of playing Origi as the 9, if you play that shape. And Or Solanke as the 9. So it opens up, I think, is a box of trick of options for him, where he can bring people in. And then I think he wouldn't be shy using Keita in behind conceivably, or Keita in the 2. And I wonder listen, when we go to Arsenal, it'll be Liverpool 4-3-3. We'll swarm them. It'll be our big match team. But I think he might be looking at that there, thinking that could be my week in, week out move until Christmas, where I'm able to get people in and out to the side, give people a run, give someone 70, sub him for 20, all that sort of stuff, and get through till Christmas. So I think it's a bit of toffee. We played with his favourite system because it's his birthday. I think it's a bit of Klopp looking at it and going, actually, this could be what gets my players through this next run of games.
Wait and see. I expect him to go the same against Cardiff. So
I hope he does.
Wait and see on that.
I hope he does. Shaqiri was great, loads of fun. What I'm most pleased with is how much he's getting involved. I think he wants the ball everywhere on the pitch. He's constantly available, and I think that's terrific. Have we got an advert in this, or are we the advert?
We're the advert.
So
basically, should we advertise tour player before I sell T-shirts?
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll break the order down. Fabulous Friday show lined up. That'll be coming out at 8 o'clock today. Going to do a review in a minute. Rob Gutman's sitting waiting for me. Sean Rogers is on his way, so we'll be doing that in a minute or two. A review of that game from last night. Really looking forward to getting that one done as well. So they're sitting there for you. And obviously the post-match show was a riot last night on the Pink. We had a load of fun. Me, Paul Senior, Emily Donna, and Phil Blundell. It's basically a lot of Paul calling Phil a prick, to be honest with you. But that's his area. his area of expertise.
Doesn't need a microphone for that.
It doesn't need a microphone for that, but you get one in this instance. So he starts early and he goes often, is what I'd say. But we had a ton of fun because the Reds were exuberant and they scored 4 goals. All that available on Tour Player. £5 a month. Do subscribe if you haven't done so already. What have you got?
So basically, we're having a big clear out on the merchandise. We're going to be having new designs, blah blah blah. So we're basically taking more or less everything off. So there's only going to be 2 items that are still on there, which is the Salastone Roses one and the Firmino one, because they're sort of the most popular. So we're going to keep them, but everything else is being discontinued.
Must go.
So must go in the next couple of weeks, or I'll be selling them for a £5 each at the live show on Saturday. So if you like the Mo Salah Egyptian one, this is your last chance. Mo Salah, the Egyptian fella, Egyption king.
We should get Peter Simon in to do this.
Really cool design.
Niche reference.
Manny Christmas with the smoke. Manny scored against Everton. Christmas is coming. You want a nice Manny Christmas
is
top?
Coming. Facts.
It's been selling well recently in the build-up. Neil Atkinson's finest hour, the dog leads.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
You'll never walk alone. Neil's idea. I was like, he'll never sell. He showed me.
I don't have much to do with the merch, I'll be dead honest with you, but I came up with that and I am dining off it today. Made up with those dog leads. Buy them more than anything else.
And last but by no means least, our book, mate.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, if you want it signed personally to you, me and Neil will do that. We don't even black each other's signatures. We're very insistent on waiting for each other.
Pile them on my desk, sign them, tickets.
So put a little note in there, we'll sign them personally. There are loads of other stuff as well, that's just 4 of it. So get onto theanfieldapp.com, click on shop and have a little look. As I say, all the stuff's being discontinued. It'll only be sold from now on at live shows, all the mugs and stuff as well. So yeah, get on that. Get
on Tour Player, get on Second Look, get on everything that we're up to. Weekend is coming tomorrow as well, 8 a.m. in the morning. That's the Anfield App's free show if you want to dip your toe in that particular water. Everything's fabulous, nothing hurts. Up the Reds.